Melancholy is the feeling of comfort and beauty in loneliness. It's a feeling a lot of people forgot how to feel. In an age where everyone has to stimulate themselves, this feeling slowly dies out. I'm not saying that I'm better than everyone else, because I'm part of the problem too. Tell me, when was the last time everything around you was quiet? No podcast, no music, no video in the background, no TikToks, just you and your thoughts and the quiet sound of the wind. I don't know what you think, but for me it was a long time ago. And while I'm still not at my goal, there was one thing that helped me a lot. A video game, to be exact. And the game that helped me a lot is no other than the cult classic Shadow of the Colossus. Shadow of the Colossus released in 2005 on the PS2. And it is to this day remembered as a cult classic and the game way ahead of its time. Today we will take a look back in the past and I'll show you how Shadow of the Colossus showed me the beauty in loneliness. Our journey starts with a small man on a horse with a girl in his arms, slowly riding inside an abandoned ruin. This man is the Wanderer, our protagonist for this game. He lays the seemingly unconscious girl on the altar while bawling his eyes out. We then get a monologue from an ominous voice telling us what happened here. It turns out that the land is dying and the inhabitants sacrificed our maiden in a ritual as a last effort to save it. The ritual seems to have failed though, because except us, there is no one left in this land. Or so it seems. The voice tells the Wanderer that if we wanted to save our maiden and make her return from the dead, we have to kill the Colossi. The Colossi are ancient beings living in this land before any humans, mindless beasts with no ambition or soul. If we manage to kill them all, the voice says, we are able to resurrect our maiden. We get a magic sword, which is able to find the Colossi, and then we set out to find them and kill them all. The game already starts with a very dark tone. As we travel across the land with our trusted steed Aggro, we finally get to experience the true scale of the destruction of this world. This world is empty and alone, with only small ruins indicating that once something might have lived here. Normally an empty world is something to criticize in an open world game, but here it's actually a good thing. The empty world makes the game's narrative and atmosphere much more stand out. You feel alone, but not in a horror game kind of way, but rather in a sad way. Not to forget that the world looks absolutely stunning. I mean, look at this. I low-key loved walking around the world and exploring random stuff. Even going there with no in-game reward was worth it. The world is so pretty, I just wanted to see every part. Don't let yourself get fooled though, because just because it's empty, it doesn't mean there's nothing there to explore. Across the map, we have also shrines that give you more stamina, kind of like in Breath of the Wild, and apples on trees that grant you more health. A thing that also stands out is the music, because like in the intro, there is almost none. You can only hear the sound of the wind, your sword clinging, and your horse trampling through grass, sand and swamps. It helps the player to think. Think about what happened here, why it happened, if our choices are really the right ones, but more on that later. Now it's time to talk about the main focus of the game, the Colossi. When you finally reach your first colors, it's special. You see this giant made out of stone and fur. They seem rough, but also elegant and gentle in a way. The Colossus are giant in scale. Some are quite small, but that doesn't take away from their imposing aura. You just feel small and insignificant next to them. The sheer scale is great. The Colossus at first doesn't notice you, and even when he does, he doesn't attack you outright. He just exists, walking around aimlessly. He only starts attacking you the moment you attack him. To defeat the Colossi, you have to find its weak points across its body. You have to climb on top of him and stab him enough times in said point to take him out. Making the bosses like a puzzle was a great choice in making it more interesting. If they made a normal boss fight, like a Souls game as an example, it would have gotten very repetitive after a long time. There are many colossi across the world, many resembling different beings and animals, living in their own habitat. Open fields, ruins, deserts, swamps, lakes, even in the sky. Every colossi is unique and strangely beautiful. The more colossi you kill and the longer you travel, you realize that something is kind of off. The colossi never did anything to you, did they? They never attacked you. They never looked at you wrong. Heck, the last ones are even scared of you. Is what we are doing worth it? Is what we are doing the right thing to do? Are we the bad guys? We trusted this ominous voice out of nowhere. Hell, we don't even know if it told us the truth. But even for the slim chance she might live, we have to keep going forward. After defeating the last colossi in a giant battle, our friend Aggro sadly doesn't survive. What are we doing here? Because now we are all alone. All living beings are dead. The colossi, our horse, the maiden, even we, the wanderer, seemed completely lost ourselves. We then walk back, where it all started, alone, to the first ruin. Just us, walking past the decomposing bodies. When we reached the altar, priests showed up. It seems like we weren't so alone after all. The ominous voice turns out to be a demon that was responsible for what happened in this land. And the priests, by killing our maiden, tried to preserve him, to lock him away. He takes control of our body, and we start killing every single one inside the altar. Our magic sword seals us away inside these ruins, leaving our maiden all alone. She then suddenly opens her eyes. She was alive, but at what cost? She's the last living being inside this world, now all alone. We, the wanderer, murdered all the creatures for what? So she can live an empty, lonely life? Was this the price we must pay? Was it worth it? Shadow of the Colossus shows us what some people are willing to do for love. Some are even the wrong things. Shadow of the Colossus is not a rescue mission. You are not this heroic figure you think yourself to be. Shadow of the Colossus is a tragedy of a boy that loses himself by not being able to let go. Playing this game was an experience so different from any other open world games. So dead, so lonely, but it made me feel so alive. And I think this is the beauty of the game. You can finally appreciate the world after it's already too late. This game is really short, but tells a story only few others are able to tell. The game doesn't take your hand. It doesn't overstimulate you. But that is what makes it great. It's little and quiet, but beautiful. The world cuts deep and makes you feel very melancholic, like I said in the beginning. This game focuses on the little things. That's why it works so well. And it's remembered so fondly. And I think this is what makes the game a melancholic masterpiece.